What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Road to the GOAT series. Still playing with Tier 1 teams. We're 64-7. We cannot lose any more games, and this matchup is another favorable matchup for me because we're going up against the Phoenix Suns, and I, of course, have the 11-12 Oklahoma City Thunder. So this should be a good game for me. I mean, this is a tier 2 versus tier 1 matchup, and I should have no time winning this game. No problem winning this game, but we'll see how this game goes because the competition we've been going up against in the greatest of all time league has gotten a lot better. There's a huge difference between the GOAT League and the Hall of Fame League and the rest of the leagues. So these guys out here, even though it's a tier 2 versus tier 1 or a tier 1 versus tier 2 matchup, the opponents I'm going up against, they're still pretty good. So, and I'm not playing the best of my game right now. Our off-ball defense, our on-ball defense, our defense in general is not the best, and our offense is struggling the past couple of games. So it's important we get off to a nice early start, and we do exactly that in this game. So Kevin Durant getting us heated early. You know, in the last couple of videos or 2 videos ago, we weren't really shooting the ball too good, but a nice early sign from Kevin Durant there to hit down a wide open 3-pointer, and that's just going to build on our confidence for shooting this ball in this game. So of course my opponent has the Phoenix Suns, and we've played with this team twice before, and they're not a bad team to choose. It's just that this team does not really fit my play style. Like, for me, it's kind of hard to play with Devin Booker because I can never get his jump shot down, and when he's wide open, I never get a green release, or if I'm slightly off, there's a low chance that the shot is going to go in. But this team, they do have a pretty nice roster. You have to think about Chris Paul, Devin Booker, of course, DeAndre Ayton, and then you have a couple guys coming off the bench in Cameron Payne and Dario Saric. Even though he's injured right now, they have the ability to stretch the floors, and when they could hit the 3-ball in this game, it's going to be tough to beat this team with another tier 2 team, unless you're going up against, of course, the dreaded Portland Trail Blazers. But the last time we played with this team, I got off to such a bad start. I mean, it was one of my worst shooting performances and a half ever. And I think we were going up against like the 2010, 09, 10 Los Angeles Clippers, the team that had Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan. Because the guy came out in a 2-3 zone, and this team, when they're faced, the Phoenix Suns I'm speaking about, when they're faced with a 2-3 zone or a zone in general, it's hard for me to shoot with them. Like I said, the players on the team can't really shoot, but they have a couple shooters, and the players as well also have slow jump shot releases, so guys could close out easily. Nice oop up to Kevin Durant, and we're looking pretty good into this first quarter, heading out of the first quarter and into the second quarter now. But yeah, we were able to win that game. I don't remember how I won that game because it was just a struggle fest for me, man. So getting back onto the game, we're up by 10 points. James Harden to the rim. I need this guy to step up. He is a huge factor whenever we play, man, because I know I could get points with Westbrook. I know I could get points with KD, but this man right here, James Harden, I need him to step up and hit his threes, hit the open jump shots, and he's doing exactly that in this game. So we're looking pretty good so far, and I started to take my starters out and bring in a couple of bench guys. And again, the issue with Kendrick Perkins is not that good, but we went with Serge Ibaka at center for most of the game. And taking Kendrick Perkins out was for the same reason in the last video. My opponent played off-ball defense, which is nothing wrong with that. And he kind of abused the fact that Kendrick Perkins is slow on the offensive end, and he's not really much of a jump shooter, or he's not a jump shooter at all. So might as well play off-ball on defense and then bring help wherever help is needed, because you know we're going to try and get to the rim with Westbrook, KD, and James Harden. So he's going to try and limit the amount of times I get to the rim, which is understandable, but we just have to adjust to that, and that's why I put Serge Ibaka at the 5 position. even though Serge Ibaka can't shoot the three ball that well, he still has the ability to knock down those threes, and I just need somewhat of a threat at the center position to shoot the ball, so that way my opponent could stop trying to clog the paint and I could get to the paint more easily. So that's it for the first half, 32-13, and starting off the second half, Westbrook throwing it down hard, man. One of the hardest dunks I've seen from Westbrook. He did also have that poster in the Lakers game that we played, and that one was pretty nasty. But back on defense we go, and our defense is looking pretty good. My opponent only has 13 points entering the second half, and that's a good sign. Although he gets the bucket with DeAndre Ayton, I'm fine with that because our defense has looked immaculate today. And even though we're going up against a tier 2 team, the defense is still very important for me because this game, whenever we face a tier 1 team, our defense has to be on point. So this is a good sign, only holding my opponents to less than 20 points before we even get into the second half. That's a very good sign, although it's still a tier 2 team. And the on-ball defense that I played in this game, I don't think was too bad. And it could be due to the fact that we're going up against a tier 2 team, so the players aren't as quick and agile as players in the tier 1 seeding. So that could be another factor. We'll just have to wait and see until we get a tier 1 opponent, and that'll probably most likely be the next video, but who knows, because you know what I'm noticing is that in the greatest of all time league, they're more inclined to put you against a different tier team if the matchmaking is taking too long. Bridges, good three-pointer there. My opponent needed to hit that shot, and now he's kind of chipping away at this lead, and we just have to do a job of keeping our defense on point, and the offense has to be a lot more not a lot more consistent, but keeping that consistency on offense, so that ensures we get a very easy victory win, or very easy win, excuse me, and we'll only have like 4 more games to win before we capture the greatest of all time trophy. So right now we've blown this game wide open. The possibility of my opponent coming back is very slim, but again, we don't know what's going to happen. Devin Booker to the rim, kicks it out to Saric. I think he passed to the wrong guy and was looking for someone else in the right corner of the court, but he gets it down low to DeAndre Ayton over James Harden, and he gets that basket to go. So he's chipping away at the lead, but you know, like I said, our offense is consistent and we're doing a good job of just putting up points. Westbrook going into the post against Chris Paul. I'm forced to pick up my dribble. I wanted to post up early so we get it back to Westbrook. Indecisive. We swing it around to Thabo Sefolosha. Shot clock winding down. He is making a mistake on our off-ball defense with DeAndre Ayton, and we get the basket with Kendrick Perkins. That'll be Kendrick Perkins' easiest basket in his life on this game. So now we're back on defense. Good defense here by Kevin Durant. Like I said, the players are not as fast and agile as tier 1 players, and I'll live with that. Mid-range jump shot from Cam Johnson, airballs it, and we're down the other end of the court. James Harden, mid-range, up, and it's good. That's a nice solid way to end out the third quarter, and we're feeling pretty confident in heading into the fourth quarter. 44-24. Nice victory here. My opponent tried to make all the changes he could have made to try and minimize the effect of going up against a tier 1 team, but at this point it just really wasn't enough. You know, he may be a good 2K player. I'm pretty sure he is a good 2K player, but when you're going up against a huge mismatch in teams like this, it's going to be hard to win no matter the skill level you have, unless you're going up against someone who's just playing 2K for the first time. But my opponent, he's still in there. He hasn't quit yet, and I'm pretty sure he needed this victory. And that's the issue with the greatest of all time league, is that you can only lose not really an issue, but you can only lose 1 or 2 games, and that's it. Kevin Durant, 3-pointers, up and good, and my opponent has had enough. So that'll be it for this video. We capture another win, and we're one more step closer to capturing the greatest of all time trophy. So we improved to 65-7, and we're looking pretty good so far. Only 4 more victories. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.